Embark on a journey of rediscovery this Christmas season, illuminated by the teachings of Neville Goddard. The prophecy foretells of a virgin who will conceive and give birth to a son, named Emmanuel, which means God is with us, as highlighted in Matthew 1 verse 23. The narrative of Jesus' virgin birth stands as one of the most debated within the New Testament. It narrates the miraculous conception without male intervention, leading to the discreet arrival of the son she bore. This story is a cornerstone of Christian faith. From a rational perspective, skeptics view the Bible as a collection of myths, particularly questioning the feasibility of a virgin birth from a scientific viewpoint. However, the Bible conveys a spiritual lesson intended for a psychological understanding, aiming to reveal its deep symbolic significance. Interpreting this story as a psychological allegory, rather than a literal historical event, suggests that the Bible communicates a principle that, when applied personally, enables the physical manifestation of one's deepest desires. To effectively implement this principle, individuals must foster a belief in the omnipotence of God, as supported by various scriptures, Matthew 19 verse 26, Mark 9:23, 10:27, Luke 14:36, 18:27, Acts 8 verse 37. The New Testament's accounts, including the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus, are timed with specific feasts, often related to sustenance. The mystics who recorded these events understood that certain times of the year signal favorable shifts both on Earth and in the cosmos. By crafting this psychological narrative, these sages metaphorically cloaked the soul's odyssey in Jesus' life story, connecting it to cosmic events. The tales of Jesus' birth and resurrection serve as metaphors for the mental transformations that occur when this principle is adopted. Even for those who may not fully understand its significance, the story of Christmas is among the most captivating. Seen through a mystical lens, it represents the true beginning of all physical creation in our world. December 25th, the date chosen to celebrate the birth of the Virgin Mary's child, aligns with positive astronomical shifts. Mystics selected this date for Jesus' birth to coincide with these beneficial cosmic transitions. These celestial timings, which influenced the selection of this date, were observed in the Northern Hemisphere but hold significance regardless of one's geographical location in the Southern Hemisphere. The sun's crucial role in sustaining life is universally recognized. Without it, life as we know it would not exist. Therefore, significant events in Jesus' life are mirrored by the sun's path as observed from the Northern Hemisphere. After reaching its zenith in June, the sun begins its descent southward, affecting vegetation growth which, by December, ceases. If the sun continued southward, the natural world would face devastation. However, on December 25th, the sun reverses its direction northward, signaling a renewal and salvation for the planet. Each morning, humanity's hope for salvation from the cold and scarcity is renewed, with the anticipation that as the sun moves northward past the equator, nature will awaken from its winter slumber. We measure the day from midnight to midnight, and with the sunrise in the east and set in the west, ancients inferred that each day is born from the constellation present on the eastern horizon at midnight. On Christmas Eve, or midnight on December 24th, the constellation Virgo, the Virgin, rises on the eastern horizon, symbolizing the birth of the world's Savior from a virgin. The narrative also recounts how this Virgin Mother, seeking shelter in the night, found refuge in a stable where, among animals, she gave birth to the sacred child in a manger. The animals present with the Holy Virgin correspond to those represented in the zodiac. In this celestial narrative, the Holy Mother Virgin, visible each December 24th at midnight on the eastern horizon, while the sun, the world's savior, begins its northern journey. Psychologically, this birth occurs within when one recognizes that their consciousness is the son and savior of their world. Understanding the mystical meaning of I am the light of the world, Matthew 5 verse 14, John 8 verse 12, leads one to realize that their I am, their consciousness, is the sun of their life, projecting images onto the fabric of space and time. These manifestations are the result of the individual's inherent self-belief. Thus, the qualities that manifest in their reality are projections from their inner light. The countless unfulfilled dreams are like seeds buried within the consciousness, or Virgin Mary, of the individual. There, like seeds under the frosty ground, they await the sun's northward movement or, metaphorically, the individual's awakening to their true self. By doing so, they ascend northward by acknowledging their essence, proclaiming, "I am the light of the world." Realizing that their consciousness, or I am, is the savior of their life, one becomes the sun in its northward return. Their needs and desires are met by this illumination of their true nature. They affirm their identity in harmony with their desires, independent of external affirmation. Their I am is the virgin conceiving without human aid, where all self-concepts, once accepted and rooted in the mind, come to fruition effortlessly. Ultimately, one understands that this drama unfolds within their consciousness, and their definitive I am is the Virgin Mary, ready for manifestation. Through the law of self-expression, they define themselves by their aspirations and, without outside influence, bring their affirmed identity into being. Thus, they comprehend the reason behind the fixed date of Christmas on December 25th, in contrast to the movable date of Easter. The foundation of Christianity lies in the virgin conception, where consciousness, the immaculate womb or the Lord's partner, harbors impressions as self-conceptions, which, without external assistance, give birth to these impressions as life events. This symbolizes the journey of spiritual awakening and self-realization. Christmas, in its deepest sense, celebrates the rise of the internal Christ, the light of consciousness that dispels ignorance and unawareness. Here, the Virgin Mary represents the pure consciousness that, free from external influence, conceives and births each person's personal savior, their inner divinity, their I am. The mystical birth of the inner savior isn't confined to a particular date or place but can occur whenever the individual is prepared for this revelation, to recognize and embrace their divine nature and creative power. Therefore, Christmas acts as a yearly reminder of this eternal, universal truth, encouraging us to reflect on our spiritual journey and to embrace the possibility of an inner rebirth. The concept that we possess the power to mold our identities and realize our dreams without the necessity for external entities or human intervention encapsulates the belief in the divine essence, the I am, that resides within each individual. This is the essence of faith, recognizing and embracing our capacity as the architects of our fate, endowed with the ability to transform our lives and the environment we inhabit. Exploring the spiritual depth of Christmas, its connection to themes of inner awakening and self-discovery becomes more pronounced when we consider the universal prevalence of motifs related to light and renewal across diverse spiritual and philosophical traditions around the globe. The tale of a sacred luminescence or being that brings hope and salvation is not unique to Christianity. Many ancient cultures have marked the winter solstice with celebrations of light and rebirth, heralding the triumph of light over darkness and the promise of new beginnings. This common motif underscores that the Christmas narrative, when viewed through a mystical and psychological prism, is not exclusive to a single tradition but echoes universal truths about the human experience and our capacity for profound, transformative change. The return of light during Christmas symbolizes the awakening of our consciousness, our inherent ability to dispel the shadows of ignorance and fear, and ascend to a greater understanding of our divine essence and creative power. The path of spiritual awakening and self-discovery is an ongoing journey, a continuous cycle of renewal and rebirth that unfolds within our consciousness. Just as the sun experiences daily renewal and symbolic rebirth at the winter solstice, we too are in a constant state of evolution, shedding old versions of ourselves to embrace new states of being. The message that we can define ourselves and manifest our visions without external assistance is a powerful call to personal empowerment and responsibility. It emphasizes our capacity to shape our reality through the power of our consciousness and beliefs. This revelation inspires us to lead intentional lives, to consciously choose our identities and creations, and to direct our focus and intention towards nurturing and actualizing these selections. Viewing Christmas as a period for personal renewal and transformation offers a time for profound introspection and self-assessment. It invites us to recognize our progress and pinpoint areas in need of change. It encourages us to contemplate the light of our consciousness, to honor our inner divinity, and to recommit to our journey of growth and self-fulfillment. In this context, Christmas transcends its traditional religious or cultural significance. It becomes a powerful symbol of our quest for spiritual enlightenment and satisfaction. It motivates us to look beyond our material existence and embrace the limitless potential of our becoming. Mindfulness, a practice rooted in various spiritual traditions, particularly Buddhism, stresses the importance of being fully present and engaged with our current experiences, devoid of judgment. This practice dovetails with the principles of self-realization and the manifestation of our aspirations. By nurturing mindful awareness, we deepen our connection to our inner selves, tapping into the wellspring of creativity, wisdom, and strength within. This enhanced awareness sharpens our perception of the thought and belief patterns that sculpt our reality, empowering us to reshape those patterns to reflect our true desires and goals. The role of gratitude in the journey of manifestation and self-realization is critical and warrants further exploration. Gratitude transcends a mere response to life's events. It is an active approach to existence that can profoundly transform our consciousness and the fabric of our reality. Embracing gratitude shifts our focus from scarcity and limitation to abundance and possibility. This shift significantly changes the vibrational frequency of our being, drawing circumstances, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with our thankful state. Thus, gratitude emerges as a potent mechanism for change, enabling us to perceive and seize the ever-present opportunities for growth and manifestation. Additionally, the concept of synchronicity as an expression of the interconnectedness of all things and a navigational aid in our journey of self-realization presents an intriguing viewpoint. Introduced by Carl Jung, synchronicity refers to meaningful coincidences that lack a causal relationship yet appear significantly interconnected. Within the framework of Christmas and the awakening of the inner Christ, synchronicities serve as markers, guiding us toward our greatest good and signaling our alignment with our divine journey. Recognizing and interpreting these markers demands a level of awareness and receptivity developed through practices like mindfulness and sustained by a grateful attitude. Exploring these elements, mindfulness, gratitude, and synchronicity, enriches the narrative, offering a broader perspective on how we can access our divine essence and manifest our desires. These concepts invite us to approach our spiritual path with renewed purpose, intention, and openness, highlighting our proactive role in crafting our destiny. Celebrating Christmas becomes an act of faith and acknowledgement of our divine nature. It is a time to reconnect with the I Am, to consciously sow our deepest aspirations in the fertile terrain of our consciousness, and to illuminate them with our focus and intention. In doing so, we initiate the manifestation process, which ultimately yields the blossoms and fruits of our most cherished dreams. To summarize, the Christmas story, through a mystical and psychological lens, imparts a profound lesson on the potency of consciousness and our capacity for self-realization and achieving our aspirations. It reminds us that within each person lies a redemptive force, a guiding light capable of leading us from darkness to the full realization of our potential. In commemorating Jesus' birth, we also celebrate the potential for our own spiritual rebirth, the awakening of the inner Christ inherent in every individual.